Hello BookTube, welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth, and today I've got my favorite type of BookTube video for you, and it's my favorite type of bookish event. It's a library book sale haul. I went to my favorite library book sale that I have ever found in my area. It's actually not in my county, so it's about 45 minutes away from where I live, but this particular library has a sale twice a year, and on the third day they open it up that whatever is left you can shop for, fill a box for $5, and it can be any size box. So I want to show you what I got. There is my box. I have not looked in it since we packed it, and I can't even remember a lot of what I got. So let's take a look. So this particular library sale was this past Monday, which was the day before Valentine's Day, and my husband and I were out and about that day. We had decided we would go to the book sale, and then he also decided to go ahead and take me out to lunch for Valentine's Day, so we had a fun day together. Now, he does love to read, but he's not as big of a book collector as I am, but he does sell books on eBay, so he was able to find a couple of books that he's going to try on eBay, and then he did find one book for himself that he was interested in keeping. So when he got done shopping, he kind of sat off to the side, and as I would bring the books, then he would pack them in the box. So I don't know what order these are in, and I don't even really remember exactly what I got because it's been a couple of days now since the sale happened, but I'm just going to pull off the top and show you what I got. So they're not going to be in any particular order. Now I will tell you that I think about half of what I got is going to be middle grade books, because I did have a friend that asked me to get some middle grade books for her, and so I thought I would just go ahead and get some extras because I didn't know exactly what she would want, and whatever I have left I can either put in our little free library downtown or I can give to teachers. There are usually always teachers at Katie's Middle School who are new teachers and don't have a very big classroom library built up yet, and I enjoy helping teachers build their classroom libraries. So that's a potential use for the extra books that I got. And then I also got a few books to give as gifts to people, and sometimes I look for books for coworkers who have asked me, they know I go to a lot of book sales, and so they say, hey, if you ever find a copy of such and such, pick that up for me and I'll reimburse you. So I believe I found one or two books that fall into that category. So in the top of the box, I have a couple of VHS items. We maintain at least 2 VHS players in our house because our daughter Emily watches a lot of DVDs and VHS movies. So one thing I picked up right at the end was a VCR head cleaner, because if you're maintaining old VCRs, you can always use one of these. And then the only other video I got was Agatha Christie's 10 Little Indians. Now, you may not be familiar with this title, but this is the same book that is now titled And Then There Were None. Its previous title was 10 Little Indians, and I believe prior to that it had another title which in today's world would be very derogatory. So the name was eventually changed, but I didn't even realize that there was a movie of this. So I've only listened to this book on audio. I didn't even know there was a movie, but I thought it looked like it would be something I would be interested in watching. All right, now here's something that my husband picked up. This is American Indian Legends, and I believe he probably got this with eBay in mind. I haven't even looked at it. It's kind of a coffee table book, and it's got some illustrations, so I don't really know anything about it, but it's in decent condition and it looks interesting. The very last book section I looked in was science fiction and fantasy, so that is what is on top. I found the Book of Merlin. It doesn't have a dust jacket or anything, but I am going to be reading Once a Future King for book club for April, and so I noticed that the Book of Merlin is like the 5th book that comes after the 4 books that make up Once a Future King. So this is by T.H. White. And then another fantasy book I got is by Pierce Anthony. I don't read Pierce Anthony, but one of my coworkers does. He was looking for hardcover books of one particular Pierce Anthony series, and this doesn't appear to be from any series, but I still had, a little room in the box. Thought I would go ahead and pick it up and offer it to him anyway. It is called Shade of the Tree by Pierce Anthony. Now the first section I went to was actually the children's books, but I see that Randy put these on top because they fit nicely right up on the top of the box. I just picked up some that I thought looked interesting. Carlos and the Squash Plant. And this was neat because this is a dual language book. It is written in English and Spanish. So you have the English here and the Spanish here. And this one is called Abi Yo-Yo, Pete Seeger's Story Song, and it's illustrated by Michael Hayes. Then I think I actually have a copy of this, so I thought I would get a copy of this for the little free library or to give to a teacher. It's The Legend of the Indian Paintbrush by Tommy DiPaola. And they had several copies of this one, Sundiata, Lion King of Mali by David Wisniewski. And then I picked up a Peanuts coloring book, Holiday Fun, for my daughter Emily. This is the book that Randy picked up for himself to keep. It is a gas grill cookbook by Better Homes and Gardens. We have recently acquired a gas grill. We did not have a grill for the longest time, and we really don't even know how to cook on one. We've only ever had a really cheap one early in our marriage, and it just didn't work well at all. So now we have a nice gas grill that we can actually use and enjoy. So he thought this would be a handy book. All right, it looks like the next several books are going to be middle grade books, and as I said, I got several of these to give away. This one is called Sarnie by Gary Paulson. I got a copy of The First 4 Years by Laura Ingalls Wilder. Here's a Newbery winner. I don't think I have this one, but I have read it. It's Call It Courage by Armstrong Sperry. Because March Mystery Madness is coming, I picked up a few middle grade mysteries. I got a Jigsaw Jones mystery, The Case of the Stolen Baseball Cards by James Preller. Another mystery. This one's called The Hidden Message, and it is from the Adventures of the Northwoods. It says it's book 2, and it's by Lois Walfred Johnson. Cinnamon Girl by Juan Felipe Herrera. I kind of got this with Katie in mind. This is The Prayer of Jabez for Teens by Ruth Wilkinson. This is one I thought I might take a look at too. Choosing Books for Children, a Common Sense Guide by Betsy Hearn. And it is basically a reference book about children's literature. All right, back to some other middle grade books. I got The Water Mirror. It is from the Dark Reflections series, and it's book 1 by Kai Mayer. This one I've read and really enjoyed, A Snicker of Magic by Natalie Lloyd. This is one of the Sunshine State books last school year for the 3rd to 5th grade group. And another one for the 3rd to 5th grade group is 8 Keys by Suzanne LaFleur, and I have read this one as well. Here's a Newbery winner that I really enjoyed, Bud Not Buddy by Christopher Paul Curtis. This one looks like it's about a horse and a dog. It's called Florian, the Emperor's Stallion, and this is by Felix Salton. I've seen this around, but I've never read it. Thunder from the Sea. It looks like a story about a dog who is a rescue dog, and it's by Joan Hyatt Harlow. Here's another one of last year's Sunshine State books. This was from the 3rd to 5th grade group by Gordon Corman. It's The Hypnotists, and this is the first book in a series. Here's a copy of a fun book that I actually read just this past year, and I think in December. It's The Phantom Tollbooth by Norton Juster. I already have a copy of this, but I thought I would give a copy to give away. This is 100 Cupboards. It's book 1 in a series by N.D. Wilson. This is The Flying Flea, Callie and Me by Carol and Bill Wallace. It says, what's a self-respecting cat doing with a pet bird? That just looks hilarious. Here's another mystery book by Cynthia DeFelice. It's The Light on Hogback Hill. I found a copy of Banicula. I have never read this book, and this is by Deborah and James Howe. I remember when Katie read this in elementary school, and I never got around to reading it. This, I believe, is a sequel to Al Capone Does My Shirts. This one's called Al Capone Shines My Shoes. It's by Jennifer Choldinko. This is a Newbery winner that I have read. It's based on really tough subject matter, but I really enjoyed reading it, and it's The Slave Dancer by Paula Fox. This is by Pam Munoz Ryan, called Becoming Naomi Leone. I have read one book by her. It was Echo, which is one of this year's Sunshine State books. And I believe she also wrote Esperanza Rising. And I remember Katie reading that in elementary school and really enjoying it. But I don't think either one of us have ever read this one. Here's another mystery, The Mystery of the Eagle Feather by Elspeth Campbell Murphy. I found another picture book. This is The Rough-Faced Girl. I got this one with Katie in mind because I remember her reading this in elementary school and calling my attention to it, that she really enjoyed it. And so when I showed it to her after the sale, she didn't really remember much about it, but I really remember this having a big effect on her. So she may or may not keep it. I don't know. We may pass it on to someone else. But when I saw it there, I thought I would go ahead and get it. It is a very nice copy. It looks like it has almost no wear and tear. Here's a middle grade book that I plan to keep. This is Among the Impostors by Margaret Peterson Haddix. I have read this, but this is the only book in the Shadow Children series that I don't own. And so I decided just to go ahead and pick it up, and that way I'll have the complete set so that I can later pass those on to someone else. This one, I wasn't sure what it was about, but it looked interesting. It's called Invisible Threads by Annie and Maria Dalton, and I believe this is a middle grade book as well. I found one Happy Hollister's book, and this is a different binding than all of my other ones. All of my other books have a red cover that, and a couple of them have the dust jacket still. I think all of those with the red cover originally came with the dust jacket. This has the picture directly on the cover. There's no dust jacket. And it has the same end papers, but it's just bound differently. And so I guess maybe this is a library edition or a book club edition. I haven't even looked to see if I have this one. But anytime I see a Happy Hollister book, I go ahead and pick it up because I do have several in the series, and I just think they're a lot of fun. And if you haven't heard me talk about these, this is the first book series that I ever remember reading as a third grader. And I never read all of them. I don't even know if I read very many at all, but it's the very first series that I remember reading. All right, this is called Skin Hunger, A Resurrection of Magic, Book 1 by Kathleen Dewey. And this is Kaminar by Skyla Brown. I believe those are both middle grade books. I got them out of the children's section. I think that's all of the middle grade books now. This is something interesting I found. It's based on The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, and it's 4 CD cards. And it says you put them in your computer, but I'll show you. I've never seen anything like this. And so it was too interesting to pass up. But it has these card-shaped discs, I guess, and it shows you putting them in your disk drive in the computer, and it's really interesting. You put it in your CD-ROM tray. It says it has character and actor bios, movie photos, trailer, hidden screensaver, and more. So I just thought it looked like something I wanted to look at further. Oh, I found one more that would be considered middle grade or YA. This is Chronicles of Avonlea by L.M. Montgomery, or as I like to call her by her full name, Lucy Maud Montgomery. I already have this, but these are so hard to find. I thought, this might be something we might put on eBay, or I'll pass it to a friend. I found a mass market paperback copy of The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I have been wanting to read this for a while. I don't know when I'm ever going to get to it, but I am really interested to read it. I probably won't get to it till next year or even the year after. But when I saw it there, I thought I would go ahead and grab it. Here is Powder and Patch by Georgette Hare. I have an acquaintance that says she's collecting Georgette Hare books. I met her when I was book sales chairman at the library. I very rarely run into books by her, so I just decided to go ahead and pick it up because I have another book that's by the same author, and so I need to give her a call now and just tell her that I have these books if she would like to have them. I found 2 Emily Richards books. This one is a large print edition of A Truth for a Truth, and it looks like it is from a series called Ministry is Murder, and I wasn't even aware of this series by Emily Richards. I have some of her other books, the Shenandoah album series I've been trying to collect, and this looks like it's an inspirational cozy mystery, but with a Christian theme. And then I got a mass market paperback copy of Iron Lace by Emily Richards. I thought I had just about all the Elizabeth Berg books. She's definitely the most collected author that I've never read. I probably have over a dozen of her books and still haven't read any of them. But I got Say When. Here's a mystery series I've been collecting based on the Monk TV series. This is Mr. Monk in Outer Space, and it's by Lee Goldberg. Katie's been interested in reading Life of Pi. She just hasn't had a chance to read it yet. We keep checking it out from the library, and then other things get in the way. So I saw that they had a copy, and I went ahead and picked it up, so she'll have her own copy. I got a couple of books that I know are scrapbooking themed fiction, and I already have these, but I got these for a friend of mine who is also a big reader and a scrapbooker. This is Prince Charming by Rebecca Seitz, and A Page Out of Life by Kathleen Reed. I found another one in the Annie's Mysteries Unraveled mystery series. This is Double Strand Deception by K.D. McCrite, and these are, I believe these have a crochet theme. I found another book in the Piggly Wiggly series by Robert Dalby. This is Waltzing at the Piggly Wiggly. I haven't read any of these, but I have 2 other books in this series, and I have fond memories of the Piggly Wiggly growing up and shopping there, getting our groceries there. I couldn't resist a book with Piggly Wiggly in the title. And here's an Erling Fowler book called Love Mercy. I believe this is the first in a fairly new series. I've been collecting her Benny Harper quilting mysteries, and I believe that Love Mercy is the first in another different series. I have a copy of Midwives by Chris Bojalian, borrowed from my mother-in-law, so I decided I would go ahead and grab this one and give her her book back. That way I don't have to feel pressured to read it anytime soon. And I found another of the Mrs. Jeffries Victorian Mysteries by Emily Brightwell. This one is Mrs. Jeffries in the Nick of Time. And this looks cute. This is More Momalies, as my mother used to say, and it's by Michelle Slung. And there's a few books left here, and these are ones that my husband picked out. This is Whale Done, The Power of Positive Relationships by Ken Blanchard. The Green Pharmacy Guide to Healing Foods by James A. Duke, PhD. I think he must have gotten this one for eBay, or he might have gotten it for our daughter Katie, who just recently auditioned for a performing arts high school. This is Breaking into Acting for Dummies. She's no dummy, but he either picked this up to sell or for Katie. This is by Larry Garrison and Wallace Wang. And two more cookbooks. I told them I wasn't sure that these would sell on eBay, but you know, it never hurts to give it a try. And these are a couple of Southern Living annual recipe cookbooks. You got the 1988 copy and the 1989. They're in beautiful condition. They look like they've never even been opened. And so he thought, you know, maybe somebody out there is trying to collect the whole set, and if they're missing a year or two, then, you know, we'll give it a try. So that was my favorite library book sale. And while I'm on the subject of book hauls, I may as well show you three other books that I have gotten during the month of February. I was at our local used bookstore. Well, I say local. It's in our county, but it's not in my town. But I happened to be in there not too long ago, and I saw that they had a really nice copy of the 5th Harry Potter book, which is The Order of the Phoenix. And this was the only one of the Harry Potter books that we didn't have yet. And I paid $5 for this. I can't remember where I got this now, but this is a companion book to the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. It's called Keep in Touch, Letters, Notes, and More from the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. And I thought that since I am going to read the entire series, I ought to have this companion book. And I found a Kate Morton book that I didn't have. This is The Lake House. I think I've seen this on BookTube a little bit. I've only read The Forgotten Garden by Kate Morton, and I'm interested in reading all of her work. So I went ahead and got this. I think I got this at my own library, just on the regular, everyday book sale shelves that they have every day when the library's open. So that's all for this video. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.